When I say RLCS World Championship, who do you think of? Maybe your first thought is Zen, or one of the goats of Rocket League like Monkey Moon and Turbo Pulsar. Do you remember the old days of Kronovi and Cookser? Hundreds of players will come and go throughout RLCS history, but only a select few will be world champions. But who were some of the best players to ever touch this weird cardball soccer of a game that never will have a chance to lift that trophy? Before we get into the list, I had a couple of guidelines that would need to be met, of course. The first, and of course, they have never won a world championship. And second, they also have to be retired from competing. I didn't want to include current players since they still technically do have a chance of still winning. JNAPS. And JNAPS has been part of the RLCS since Season 3, and would make his first World Championship appearance in Season 4. G2 would get 4th place at the World Championship this season, and with the following 2 World Championships, they would get 7th and 8th, and 9th through 10th. And during that time, they would also win E-League 2017 against the Gale Force and come second at DreamHack Leipzig 2018. Season 7 would see his best finish at the World Championship yet, and that would be in the Grand Finals against Vitality, where they would lose 4-1. Then, they would come runner-up again at DreamHack Montreal 2019. Season 9 is said to be the season that should have been G2's World Championship, but with restrictions, they were unable to compete. And with RLCS 21 through 22, we'll see JNAPS get his final LAN victory with the winner split major against the red-hot European team, Queso. The World Championship that year will see JNAPS go once again to the Grand Finals, but would lose 4-1 to BDS. Over the course of 8 years, JNAPS went to 7 World Championships, had 2 World Finals appearances, 1 major win, 2 non-RLCS LAN finals, and 1 non-RLCS LAN win. Being one of the longest tenured RLCS players in history with the consistency he had, it is sad to see that he would be unable to lift the trophy. Next, we have Drippe from OCE. While OCE has always been one step behind from the other regions in RLCS, Alpha Sydney was on another level that would help bring them on the map. The first 2 seasons OCE were able to compete in RLCS, Drippe would get 7th through 8th in both of them. Then during Season 5, he would finally come out of last place to finish 5th through 6th. For Season 6, they will one-up that by getting OCE their best RLCS World Championship finish to date, with 4th, losing to the eventual champions of Cloud9.
OCE still has a chance at this tournament, and they booked themselves a date to face off against Cloud9.
Drippe would also become the first ever Rocket League player to move cross-region. While his time at Evil Geniuses wasn't the greatest, he managed to get a 3rd, 4th place finish at DreamHack Dallas in 2019. Drippe won RLO Player of the Year in 2017 and 2018, while also being on Team of the Year during 2017 and 2018. While he never brought OCE their first championship or even their first grand final during his time, he would be one of the biggest pioneers in the region to prove that OCE can compete with the top teams of the world.
Welcome to North America. Enjoy your stay. Beautiful car control, and he slows down with his...
Magnus was one of the best players during his peak times in Europe. The only problem for him was that there was another team that had an even higher peak than he did.
Trying to get it clear, but the read from Magnus dropping it right into the midfield.
While being on a team with a lot and Mercenaries, they were a dominant force in Europe for 2 seasons straight.
Oh, a lot. What a shot. They're beating 2 flipside defenders as well.
Yeah, it came off the initial mistake of a double command. They couldn't get themselves back into position. You can say it's a double.
They would come in 2nd during Season 4, losing to Gale Force. Then in Season 5 would come in 3rd, losing to the champions Dignitas. They couldn't ever get over the hurdle of the dynasty that was Turbo, K-Dop, and Violent Panda. They were easily the second best team at the time, but had the unfortunate timing of competing with one of the best teams to ever be in RLCS. While his reign at the top of European RLCS wasn't for long, he would be close to winning multiple times. Now let's look at Magnus' teammate at the time, Metzenaris. Metzenaris did what Magnus had done and then some more. After finishing second in Season 4 and third in Season 5, he got let go from Complexity after the Season 5 World Championship and joined We Them Girls. He would go on to place third at the World Championship during Season 6, while his old team of Complexity would get demoted to RLRS at the end of the season. We Them Girls went on a month after the World Championship to take down the World Champions and win E-League 2018. This would lead them to getting signed by TSM. He would also get a second place finish at DreamHack Dallas the next year.
3 goals, your DreamHack Dallas champions!
He would then be signed by Endpoint, and Season X saw him getting a third, fourth place finish at the EU Fall Major. His final World Championship appearance would be at RLCS 21-22, and would see him getting 13th through 16th. Over the course of his career, he would appear at 4 World Championships, with 2 being third places and 1 being Grand Finals. And the final player I have for you today is the 1v1 legend himself, Khaled. While his RLCS career might have been short due to the MENA region unable to compete for a long time, it doesn't take away from the excellent player and pioneer he is. MENA's first LAN event at the 21-22 Spring Split Major saw Falcons take the world by storm and showed that MENA deserved a spot in the RLCS. They made their way all the way to the grand finals from the upper bracket and lose to Moist Esports in one of the greatest lower brackets runs in RLCS history. While this was his only grand finals appearance he ever made at an RLCS LAN, he would make it to 2 World Championships. He would get a 9th through 12th finish at the 21-22 World Championship and get a 5th through 8th finish at the 22-23 World Championship. With his rise in ones, Khaled would help bring MENA to the top of Rocket League, where they are still a dominant force that can win majors and championships. While this is only 5 great players, there are many more that could have easily made today's video. If any of you have a player that could have been mentioned but didn't, comment them down below. I plan on making another video with more players in the future and would love y'all's help on who to consider. Anyways, go outside and touch some grass.